I grew up believing that my family would always support me. For years, my parents repeated the same sentence over and over again. Study hard and we'll make sure you go to college. So I did. I studied harder than anyone I knew. I won competitions, received awards, and became one of the best students in my school. But everything changed when I turned 18, when I finally received my acceptance letter to a top university. I was shaking with excitement. I ran to the living room to show my parents, expecting them to celebrate with me. Instead, they exchanged a strange look. My father sighed and my mother said the words that broke my heart. "We're not paying for that. College is your responsibility." I froze. For years they promised to help me. For years they said education was important. Now they were acting like none of that ever happened. My dad continued, "We've already done enough if you want a degree. Figure it out yourself." Something inside me shattered. I felt betrayed, not because of the money, but because they lied. I spent entire nights crying, wondering what I had done wrong. But one day, something changed. I looked at myself in the mirror and said, "If they won't help me, I'll help myself." I found 2 jobs, studied at night, and applied for scholarships I wasn't even qualified for. I worked until my hands hurt, often sleeping only 3 hours per night. Friends went to parties, I went to work, and slowly, painfully, I built the life they said I would never have. But life has a strange sense of irony, because a few years later, everything would change again. And this time, my family would come back begging. 4 years passed, and I survived on a determination alone. I graduated with honors, thanks to scholarships and endless nights of work. And after that, something incredible happened. I was hired by a fast-growing tech company. Within 2 years, I moved from intern to team leader. Within 4 years, I became a partner in the company, and by the time I was 28, I was earning more money than I had ever dreamed of. I bought my first apartment. I bought my first car. And for the first time in my life, I felt proud of myself. Then one afternoon, I received a message from my mother. "Hi, sweetie, long time no see. Can we come visit? We miss you." I already knew something was wrong. When they arrived at my apartment, they didn't ask about my life or my health. They didn't congratulate me on my success. They didn't apologize for abandoning me when I needed them most. Instead, after 10 minutes, my father cleared his throat and said, "We're in a difficult financial situation. We need your help." My mother added, "You earn so much. It's only fair that you give back to the family who raised you." I felt a storm inside me. Fair? Fair like abandoning me when I begged for help? Fair like watching me work until I collapsed just to survive? I wanted to scream. I wanted to cry. But I stayed calm and asked, "Where were you when I needed you?" They didn't answer. My dad only said, "We thought you would fail. We didn't want to waste money." At that moment, I realized something. They didn't believe in me. They didn't support me. They only came back because of my success. And that day I made the hardest decision of my life. I took a deep breath and looked directly at them. All the pain of the past years came back, but this time it didn't break me. It made me stronger. I said, "When I begged for help, you closed the door in my face. When I needed support, you turned your backs on me. Now you want to benefit from the success you said I would never have." My mother tried to defend herself. "We didn't know things would turn out this way." But I continued, "You didn't believe in me, and now that I made it on my own, you want the reward without having been part of the sacrifice." They stared at the floor. Silent, I added, I'm not responsible for fixing the consequences of your choices. You chose to abandon me, and now I choose myself. My father got angry and stood up, but I didn't let him speak. I opened the door and said, I hope one day you understand that love is not something you take only when convenient. They left my apartment without saying goodbye. I sat down on the couch shaking, but I didn't cry. For the first time, I felt free, not because I refused to help them, but because I finally understood that success is not about proving others wrong. It's about proving to yourself that you deserve better all along. Today, I live in peace. I built the life they thought I would never have, and every day I remind myself, family is not defined by blood, but by the people who actually stand beside you when you need them.